momentum with the expulsions of all these Russian diplomats from various countries around the world. But yes, there is diplomacy going on here in Moscow today with the visit from the Qatari Emir. Now, he had, I think, quite a cultural morning visiting the Tretiakov Gallery in central Moscow. Some of the best Russian art is housed there. After that, he was heading on to meet with various members of the Russian government, the Prime Minister, the Defense Minister, the Energy Minister, and then, of course, at some point this afternoon, we are going to have a meeting with Vladimir Putin, the president himself. Now, this is the second visit from the Qatari Emir in just over 2 years. Of course, in that time, the landscape of the Middle East has shifted with the GCC crisis. And here to give a bit of context about all of this is Dmitry Frolovsky, who is a Russian Middle Eastern expert and analyst. Can you give us a little bit of an idea about how we should be looking at this visit from the Qatari Emir, what he'll be coming here to talk about?
Well, I think it's important to look at the general just picture from the perspective from the entire Middle East, what's been happening here for the past year. First of all, the Russian role in the Middle East has expanded dramatically. At the same time, Qatar has got successfully through the blockade, and right now it appears stronger than before. In the same time, Russia was somehow indirectly supporting Qatar through this blockade. And so right now it's a good time to show sort of both that Qatar is sort of in Russia right now continue with the good and trustful relations, and at the same time to acknowledge that Russia's role in the Middle East and outline the Qatari's role in the broader Middle East.
I mean, this visit comes not long after the Saudi king was here as well, presumably doing similar things. So is there a kind of a tug of war at the moment going on for Russia's attention and Russia's affections from these two Gulf countries?
I wouldn't say that it's because of Russia. I think it's generally because of Qatar trying to show that it's not isolated. It continues to interact with the external world. And at the same time, and still try to diversify its alliances that go not only in Europe or somewhere in the Middle East, but at the same time in the north, in Russia. So I think it's a general trend of Qatar showing that it survived the blockade, and definitely a sign to Riyadh that your efforts have failed.
And what about the actual kind of the concrete deliverables, the things that we might actually see at the end of this visit, like any deals or memorandums of understanding, that kind of thing? What are you anticipating? Well,
there has been lots of speculations that matter. Many people anticipate that there might be defense deals, there might be some energy deals, but at the same time, I think first this morning has showed us that because this year has been a year of cross-cultural year, right, in two countries. And first, it's important to show the significance of cultural diplomacy between the two countries. At the same time, it's important to show the economic diplomacy that goes on right now. And obviously, I'm expecting there will be some deals pertaining to agriculture, maybe to halal products, and Russia has for a long time been interested in exporting its products to Qatar and augmenting the trade turnout. At the same time, there might be agreements in the military sphere, such as appointing military attaches to both nations. But again, we'll see, and I mean, it will be decided probably in a few hours.
Okay. That was Dmitry Frolovsky, a Middle Eastern expert here in Russia. And of course, after the Emir has been here, there's a few weeks before he heads off to Washington, D.C., where he's going to try and work out what the lie of the land is in America at the moment when it comes to Qatar and its place in the Middle Eastern region.